So again, just to so you can see it from all different angles. To start with, we're here like this. This is going to come up here, just like a windshield washer coming across. And I want to use as much body twist as I can. Because again, here I'm a wider target, here I'm a thinner target. Okay? So I want to take this and bring this across. It all depends on the height, on where it's coming at, where we're going to go. So that's our angle one. Now just stay right there, but turn a little bit so your back is facing the camera. And again, so now we're just coming here like this. So now you can see this thing from the front, the back, from the right, and from the left. And again, you see I'm using a lot of body English to come across here. Yeah, you can get way down here. Yeah, we can get way over here, coming against that 2, and we can cover those angles like that. So again, that's the zone 1. Zone 1 is right here to here, and we use an angle 1 defense to that area. Okay, so now for number 2, just staying right where we're at. Number 2, there's not a whole lot of area over here. Okay, there's not a whole lot of area over here. So I'm just going to bring this up and swing it out for a high one. I can just push it straight across for a low one. And again, you can see how much area I'm blocking that really doesn't even contain body. So 2 is a very small area, but again, if somebody's coming with a big wide blow, we need to get here, and we want to intersect into these angles with our body directly on them. We want our angle of attack to be on that attack that's coming at us when we're doing a static block. We want to come right in here and boom, we're going to block it. We're going to stop it. That's why it's called a static block. Boom, we're going to block that attack. Okay. That's pretty much it. Let's go this way and give a left and a right. So again, we're just going to pivot out here, come across here, pivoting here, coming across here, a little lower here. And again, you can see we can get way down here low, it is well below the elbow, and this is still going to work here. B comes out my leg. Could I use the angle 2? Yeah, all I got to do is drop down. Here's an angle 2 protecting my leg. So yes, that angle can protect everything over here. Now here he comes with an angle 1. What do I have to do here? I'm going to have to get way out of the way here and push this up here. But again, come with a 1 at me, just a slow 1. Did it work? Yes, it worked. Okay? So I got on him like that. Now I come to me with a 4. Sorry, 4, forgive me. I come to me with a 3. So see, I got to get way out of here. I've got to use some body English to get out of the way and still perform it. Now if I use footwork, that would make it much easier, but I really don't want to give up the punchline yet. When we get to slipping attacks, we're going to deal a lot more with using the footwork, because that's where we really want to go. But again, we want to just practice getting the knife on a moving target, doing a lot of reps. So we're going to do a lot of reps here. Okay, so an angle 3. An area 3, defense gets an angle 3, go ahead. So come here. So now it's just work the angle with me, so just like whatever I'm doing. So again, this is just pushing across here. Again, the blade is pointing down, then the blade down. Yeah, that's what you got to do. If it's just flat like this, there's not a lot of area you can hit. But if it's here, I got a lot of area I can hit. So again, even if it's up higher, I can see how I have to pull this thing in. And I'm using that body English. I want to use a lot of body English. Because again, he's coming here with this knife. Well, if I can get my body out of the way, get your body out of the way is half the job. Half the job is not just okay. The other half of the job is getting our knife on his attacking limb. So again, we got 3 is here, a high. Then we start just letting it swing down, just drop down and across, and it's lower. Okay, so that's 3. So let's get my front and back on that. And again, up high, coming a little lower, more of that natural zone 3. And again, could I use these defenses against a guy with a stick? Yeah, I can use it against a stick. I don't have to worry about my hand getting hit. If he comes at me with an escrow stick, well, I have 2 choices. Put a holder on it, or put my knife on it. So those are my choices. So I've got a lot of help there. And again, this is that 3, just swinging right across here. Now the 4, again, we're just going to drop over here. Again, I'm using that body English. I'm not trying to flail my arms out all over the place. The problem with I flail my arm out over here, well, now I got to bring that all back. If I just come here like this, now he's right there, I'm ready to attack. I go here, he's over there, I have a long way to go. So by using the body English, 1, I'm loading up my counterattack, and 2, it's much closer to my body, so I'm ready to make other defenses, and I'm much more ready to come out with an attack on him. Okay? So that's why we want to keep things close to our body, and we want to use our hips as we twist these attacks off. Coming like this, and then trying to come forward, exposes me a lot more than staying in tight here, and now coming out. just to show you that angle again. If I come here and I extend this arm way out, I extend this arm out and I'm only using that arm, look how far it is. Now I'm coming towards him. Look how exposed I am. Now if I come here and I block it here, now look, everything's in tight here. He doesn't know where my angle's coming from. If I'm out here, my angle's coming from over here, and it's probably going to have to be a 3, or I'm going to have to come way up for a 1, or I'm going to have to come in with a 6. I'm just too wide out. But if I come in here and I keep things tight, now I can still, boom, come up with that 2 quite quickly. Boom, a 7. Boom, an 8. You know, I got all my choices. I don't just have a 3 and a 1. I've got everything because I'm more close to my natural chamber where I'm used to throwing my angles from. And that's going to give him trouble knowing where this angle is going. Which angle is it going to be? If it's out here, like I say, I got to start coming here. It's got to be a 3. It's got to start as a 3 just to get it back into the field of play. It's got to start as a 3 to get back in the field of play. Now he knows, and that's why I'm exposed. Here, he doesn't know where it's coming. He doesn't know where I'm going, okay? I mean, I can immediately come into an 8. If I'm out over here, I can't immediately come to 8. First, I have to come across this like 3 angle, and then I can come into an 8. So that's why we want to keep these things tight inside. Okay, so you understand that concept? So again, when we're blocking, we want to use as much body English as we can, and that's why we're going to do this foolish drill of forcing ourselves to block every angle to a zone 1, mainly to teach body English, okay? So there's a purpose to this. Is it relative? Yeah. If the only thing I learned today was to block all 12 angles with a zone 1 defense, an area 1 defense, well, guess what? I can now block all angles of attack with an area 1 defense. Is that relative? Yeah, if I get attacked, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I know, okay? But again, that's not the destination we're trying to get to, okay? You could stop right there. Okay, you now know how to defend yourself. Practice it, 3,000 times against each angle, and you know what? You're going to be good at it. You're going to be able to defend yourself almost against any attacker, okay? But the problem is when a guy starts coming with multiple attacks, the guy starts coming with feints and that type of stuff, now you're going to have problems. You're going to be too limited. So that's why we can't stop there. We have to advance it and keep going. But again, the body English that you learn while doing this drill is what's the critical skill that's going to allow us to advance. So you can't just go to those advanced drills and doing them. You're going to be going in there without a tool that you need, without some experience that you need to make those other things work. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the dummy knives. You do a 4 to the front too? I didn't do a 4 to the front. You know, it's pretty. A 4 is pretty simple stuff. In here, into the rear, just going to push this knife down. On this angle, just going to push this knife down. In this angle, just push this knife down. And again, just push the knife down. So that's basically the 4. Okay, so you've seen all the angles. Now what we're going to do, Scott, is let me start off with the defensive knife. Now you can see a distinct advantage we're setting up here. This is the offensive knife, okay? It's a nice long knife. I mean, I don't know, 8 inches of blade. While the defensive knife, oh my goodness gracious, that's only like 3, maybe 3.5 inches of blade. Okay, now why is that? A lot of people go out and they buy a plastic training knife of this size, and then they practice doing their knife fighting. And then their stupid asses go out and they've got their self-defense knife, and again, they've been practicing defending with a knife this long, and now the knife that they're actually carrying tonight is only this long, and guess what? Wow, where's the beef? It's just not all there. I'm going to be missing a lot of cuts with this knife because it's small. Okay, so when we defend and when we practice our techniques, we're going to practice with something, that's more along the line of the knife we're going to be carrying. As a matter of fact, it's even going to be tinier than the knife we're probably carrying. Which for me is this knife here. Now you can see the whole knife is about the size of my handle. But now guess what? I've been practicing snapping and cutting with this thing. So now guess what? When I have that extra blade and I hit it, boom, am I going to get the whole freaking blade across that guy? Yeah, I'm going to be using the whole blade when I hack him. I'm not going to be just using here, this little tip stuff that I hear people talking about. Oh, sometimes you only want to use the tip of the blade to cut them. Sometimes you want to use this. No, you always want to use as much of the blade as possible when you're interacting with your little fool. So that's the point. Get a knife that represents what you're actually going to be using, not what you're not going to be using. Now, why are we letting this guy use this big knife? Because it allows him a lot of room for error. He's got a lot of margin for error in still being able to attack me, cut me, and kill me. And guess what? Do I know if the guy's going to have a little knife that's going to attack me tonight? Or do I know if he's going to have a big knife? Well, if he's got a big knife, I better be ready for it. And thus, that's why we're doing this. Okay, so don't be a fool and prepare for a non-reality. You have to prepare for the realities, okay? And that's why we're using this one. Another nice thing about this one is notice the grip. Oh, it only fits 3 of my fingers. Huh. I wonder if I did that on purpose. Of course I did. That's a smart guy. That's why I like working. Okay, so now what you're going to do is we're just going to go slow while we're doing this. Because again, this isn't my defense, okay? So I'm working on something that I don't usually work on, okay?
I go hold the door.
It's not going to be your defense, so
I hold the door.
we're just going to go slow. We have lots of time to go fast.